I find that incredibly hard. I find being really raw with myself quite difficult sometimes. So I think when it comes to my skin, I have an awareness of what I should share because of how I feel. So I then think at my worst flare, when my psoriasis was like all over my body, I just was desperate to see someone else exactly the same. I just wanted that connection. When I open Instagram, I have in my head, it's as if you're going into a friend's space. It's as if you're going into, the analogy I would have is like going into a festival. So you've got people selling things, you've got people performing, you've got people just wandering about for a look. You're going into a public domain. I wouldn't want to, like, I want to be real, I want to be realistic. However, I don't want to show my daughter having a tantrum. I don't want to show like my absolutely worst lazy day. That's not interesting or entertaining. So I think it's not a persona in the sense of being someone else. It's being very curated of what I feel comfortable sharing and what would I want to see. So however, online you then do seek out real life, you seek out the realism, because you're so bombarded, or you have been for so many years, of perfectionism and a certain aesthetic, a certain look. So just a few weeks ago I was one of those people. I was crying, I was really upset, but my sister-in-law had sent me like a care package, like a wee Tim Hortons. So she'd sent me like a coffee and all this to my door. So it was a real surprise, a real treat. And I was like, that's the kind of thing I would share normally on my Instagram, on my stories. I was like, oh, I can't share it like this. And I had a kind of moment of, as a mum, especially, if I only ever share these lovely fun moments, and I do tend to share quite a lot of like, Isla's 3, so she's funny, so it's her being funny and me laughing and us playing and having a great time. I thought, if I only ever share that, that's so edited that people will be like, she's got this perfect life and this perfect touch. That if I didn't share this, I felt I had a duty of care to be honest. That sort of mental health, and I've had my own mental health issues before, where my mum was so supportive and she was brilliant, but it was almost like she didn't get it. So I think from me, I started bearing all. I started my account when I had went through my worst flare. I'd been hospitalised. I'd sort of came out the other side and wanted to share my journey to help other people spread a bit of awareness. And that gave me power to accept what I'd went through, acknowledge it. I think I needed that acknowledgement of, you survived this, you went through it, that's and everyone had said, oh, you've been through quite a lot, and I'm like, it's just a skin thing, like it's just psoriasis, like it's not. I don't want my account to grow. I don't know if I want it to grow, because it feels like such a lovely kind of safe space, this warm community of, I almost know people individually, because my mom's always like, oh my god, you reply to everyone like with their name, and I'm like, I feel I should share my skin. So my psoriasis tends to be on my body, which is a really awkward place to show without showing yourself half naked, like in a bikini or a crop top or a sports bra. So I've always had to be quite clever with, this is a medical post, this is me, this is for psoriasis awareness, which is funny, because then I think, well, if my skin was clear, I couldn't really celebrate it, because then I've always said I would just be showing my body half naked and been like, here's my body. It's the connotations of rawness would be really intimate details, like being very specific about your deepest, darkest issues and problems. I suppose the rawness has connotations of that negative edge, I suppose, where you're sharing the bad with the good. No, I think a content creator, first and foremost, to me, should be honest. If I'm protecting myself, how raw do I want to go? And that's where I do have my mum in my head, because my mum's like, do you have to tell them about that? Do you want to tell them about that? Like, think about the repercussions. And And now also as a mum, which is funny, you then think about, right, if this is online forever, who knows where Instagram will go, who knows where this will all crop up in 50 years time. It's not going to be me, it'll be Isla that'll deal with it, it'll be my daughter. Well, that no human's an island. So I think if you have that quote in the back of your head, you think you're never going through this standalone. There's always going to be someone else who's affected